Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. They're giving Sheldon a spin-off called Young Sheldon in the 80s. I mean, he's an annoying character no one likes in Big Bang Theory. That's a running catchphrase, man. So let's... some people draw comparisons to me, my friends and family. I'm being a little bit of a dick right now. Let's look back to the originals. Hey ladies and gentlemen, as you saw from my last review, 2.5 Men, as promised in my teaser and part of that review, I don't know what I'm going to review next, so there will be no teaser shot at the end, like I've done with previous reviews, but I know I'm not much Big Bang Theory on semi-bootleg. Break down why I don't like Big Bang Theory. Something funny is, fuck, you can't control humor. Wait, no, fuck, it's subjective. My subjective reason why I don't like Big Bang Theory. Get ready to get offended, or laugh your ass off, or not laugh your ass off because you're gonna be bored for 10 or 5 minutes straight. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's in Mr. Blue Review. Before I start critiquing the Big Bang Theory series and say why I hate the series, I want to begin with something personal to me. Why it's hard for me to like the series. I'm a geek. I'm a geek. I've been a geek since I was, I don't know, shout out my mom. I've been a geek since I was born, and when I was a kid, and I needed some form of hope, and that form of hope was three things. Well, Muscle Cars was the fourth one. Stand-up comedians, making people laugh their bottoms off with, oh, I dated this chick and she was Broncos, and comic book characters, that was the second. What was the third? Oh yeah, I forgot. Comic characters, stand-up comedians, and rappers were the three foundations that gave me hope and made up this Mr. Blue character that you see. And I went through a lot of things in life as a geek, but it doesn't feel like the show is proper representing us geeks in general. The show feels like it's coasting off the stereotype of us. While it does make us more popular, it makes it seem like we can't catch a date in general, and we're just pathetic, waspy losers. And that's not to mention what I mentioned in the 2.5 Men review, which this show also does. And I can't blame it because this show is also made by Chuck Lorre. But Chuck Lorre did make one good show I saw on Netflix that I liked, that I watched recently, which is Disjointed. Yes, that show does also use the laugh tracks, but there are some genuinely funny moments within that show. But I'm not reviewing that show right now. I'm reviewing Big Bang Theory. I'm not gonna say in 20 seconds why I hate the show. To say why I don't like the show, yeah, I have to explain why I'm a geek in general. And yes, I used to be heavy deep into comics I was knee deep into comics for 5 years. I collected and read it for 5 years. Some of the recent comics, I got most of the Spider-Verse stuff. And I dated in that period of time. But it's about the representation of us, how it's showing how we are. Well, and I don't know if many other geeks can relate, but a better representation of how we are is Rick and Morty. God, it's like I'm sucking Rick and Morty's dick with each review I'm making recently. 2.5 Men. Well, like, Rick and Morty is a show that manages to do what Big Bang Theory and 2.5 Men tried to do, but do terribly at making a geek making a geek and an unlikable character that still manages to be likable in a one-packed show. Two and a Half Men and this show fail at it and overly rely on the laugh tracks and relying on the stereotypes. Let's break down each character. There's, let's see, Howard Wolowitz, who's the stereotypical Jewish guy who just really wants to get laid. There's the one I started this intro of this review off, we all know, the to the you, I'm better than everyone guy. And then there's Leonard's the more palatable one of all the characters, because he's the most average one out of the bunch. He's like the casual geek. He's like the geek I see that's probably the better represented of the bunch. And then there's also Raj, who can't talk to girls, which is also another stereotype. Maybe like if they were in elementary school, because I remember when I was in elementary school I couldn't talk to girls because I was nervous, and you don't know how to date when you're in elementary school. You just roll the dice, try your best, and then life serves you what you can. But when guys are geeks and they're adults, or like they're teenagers, by that point they already know to some degree what to do. And the first like few seasons, it's okay. Mind you, I also used to like this show when I was a kid, but the older I got, I liked it less and less and less. Because of it's coasting off how pathetic geeks are, and by doing that they're making it mainstream. And not to over rant about that, because I feel like I've already over ranted about that with mentioning how I got into geekdom or whatever you want to call it, and I prefer the term geek. This show is also another show that mixes up the term geek and nerd. Geeks and nerds are two separate things in general. They kind of put the two together, but they're not the same. A nerd is someone who's like really smart that would like read manga. Like these characters in the show, you wouldn't think them reading comics. How smart they are, they would be reading manga or watching anime. Geeks aren't generally smart people. They could get by. They're hard working, like blue collar type of people, but we're not smart. We're not smart in general. Geeks, we're average intellect, but we're more philosophical in our ways of reasoning. Clearly, with my YouTube channel and many other geeky YouTube channels, we're more analytical. We analyze things. We break things down. Dumb, it's just pure ridiculous, and I understand why they had to do what they had to do, because they're trying to get, with the show, people to like geeks to the general public. And with the way the geeky community is, we range from sometimes being very dicks to very welcoming, and depending who you're talking to, depending if you're talking to an SJW or a long-time geek fan, or someone in between, or geek that's been a geek for a long time, that could range from all different. You'll have geeks that will tell you that they accept girls into the geeky community, and you'll have geeks that will be like that they've never been accepted by girls, and then there'll be geeks that will be like, oh, there's too many guys staring at them because they've never seen geeky girls in community. But honestly, that depends on how you are, where you're from. That's subjective to your background. The characters in the show, when it comes to girls that are geeky, they act like they've never seen a girl in their life. And when they find, I do like some of the moments where the characters are like, oh my god, she made a geeky but most of the references are movie based. It'd be it's very rarely comic, but we do see a few comics in it every now and then. But if you would like to see a better representation of geeks, I would probably say That 70s Show is a better representation, or the Goldbergs. That's also a much better, but that's a period piece. Probably gonna be a much better period piece than what we're getting for Young Sheldon with that opening. The show has its faults. I'm maybe a little harsh on it, but I'm gonna go a little softer on it because it's been a long running series and people like it, and if it gets like people who don't like Sons of Anarchy or How I Met Your Mother, if it gets you into motorcycles, if Sons of Anarchy gets people into motorcycles and this show gets people who are not comic fans into comics and it's not necessarily good, at least it does that, and I will respect that. And it may have evolved into like from stereotypical geek stuff to a dating rom-com like Friends, but stereotypical geek version. I'll give it a 5.9 out of 10. 6. I'll give it a 6. It's a solid 6. It's good to flip on when you don't have anything to do, when you got free time, free range. And that's my review, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my opinion on The Big Bang Theory. Now you know, I ain't that kind of geek. I'm the one with bad teeth, dating life like Matt Merck. Hello, mates. Hello, Choppy. And stay tuned for the next review whenever that comes. Hit the subscribe button down below and the like button. Comment whichever you like if you like these kind of videos. I'm trying to be more creative with my reviews and a little more footage. Out the micros.